So far what we discussed and what are the important points. Compulsory multiple times you have to read. Okay. From starting, how to check system configuration. Or what is your system configuration? Just like a revision type only. Okay, so in system configuration, so whatever which way you are like it, which way you can able to tell. So same thing you can tell like MS Info 32 or DX diag about your PC or task manager. So how we can check the system configuration basically. And what is your system configuration? Compulsory. Must know like what is CPU, what is your RAM, what is your storage. Why I said storage? Because of earlier we use hard disks. Now most of the devices are SSDs. Okay. If you have a graphic card, then separately, then you can tell about a graphic card. Before that one, so important one is what operating system you are using. So compulsory check it. Already you have checked, but how to tell an answer wise? For example, my system configuration is Intel i5 processor, 10th generation. My RAM is 16 GB, 500 GB SSD, Windows 10 Pro edition. So no, that's enough. Okay, because my system does not have any dedicated graphic card, so no need to tell about a graphic card like that. Try to tell. Networking. So guys, for a not last batch, it's a current batch only. I've done a revision for a networking basics. So for 2 weeks of I have taken the classes. So last week I've taken a networking basics. Revision 2 parts are there. So already I forwarded to you. So maybe it is helpful. But I'm telling plainly. What is network? Connection of two or more devices is a network. What is networking? Communication between devices. Internetwork. Internetworking. What is internetworking? Communication between different networks. Internetwork connection between networks. Okay. Next, physical topologies. What is meant by physical topologies? Connection, the way the devices are connected. That is called a physical topologies. Logical topology means the way IP address is configured. Logical address is configured. Can anybody tell what are the physical topologies?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mesh, tree topology, tree topology, hybrid.
Hybrid topology, tree topology, point-to-point topology.
Point to point to multi-point.
Multi-point. Okay, so first four are important plus hybrid. Remaining are same thing also. Like a star is also an example for point to multiple point topology. One branch, one main office is connected to multiple offices. That is also point to multi-point topology. Okay. Types of network. Depends upon the geographical range. LAN, CAN, MAN, WAN. So comparatively, CAN is a larger than LAN. So MAN is a larger than CAN. WAN is it's a wide area network. It is. What is WLAN? Yes.
So wide area network.
Wireless LAN. No problem. I didn't started taking attendance. I will take attendance once we are done this one. Okay. So this is
Hello,
important.
sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I saw one reel in that yesterday. I saw one reel on the Instagram. It is showing Windows are the inside that optional features. What does that particular command do, sir?
Those
Optional features. Windows R.
R is this one.
Yeah, optional features.
The run
They
command.
said, yes, sir. Yeah, in the run command there is optional features.
Some features are there, but there is like we can open things from your run command, or you can run a command in the run box, or you can open an application with their shortcut kind of stuff. For example, I want to open a temporary file, %temp%.
Yeah, sir.
It
But
directly
in
open
the
it.
by optional features, they said we have one PC inside PC. That's why I'm asking this. I think.
So this is a virtual machine. It comes with that one PC inside a PC kind of stuff. Second is virtual desktops are different, guys. So virtual desktop is not another PC. It is just it's a kind of stuff like this. So I'm working in a one desktop environment. So process is same. Processing, operating system, applications, all are same. Not a differences. Okay. Only thing is the desktop environment. Currently in my desktop, I open my Microsoft Edge, and this is my Chrome, Teams, Notepad, and Paintbrush. Right. In another desktop environment, I can use different application. So that is a virtual desktop. For example, I want to run some application which I don't want to put it on my current screen. I will separately I want to do it. For example, I'm practicing a Python. Currently, I'm taking a class, so then I don't want to put a Python in front of the screen in front of you. So I will separately I will put it. So in a break time, I will go for that. So like that. Okay. So in maybe I'm playing game. Okay. I'm playing a game, or watching a video. I will do it in another virtual environment. Another desktop environment. That's it. Okay. Next one is Hyper-V feature. Windows 10 having a Hyper-V feature. What is this Hyper-V? Hyper-V is like last class I showed a virtual machine, which is I installed an application in my PC. So you can see there is an application. Okay, this is a Oracle Virtual Box is an application. Okay, which is
Hello.
the virtual machine.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me. I can able to hear you.
Sir, mark me present due to network glitches.
Attendance is not
Net-
taken. I will take. Okay, so
Excuse me, sir.
attendance is not yet taken. Baba.
Taken by today.
Not that taken.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. So why I'm using this application to create a virtual machine in my physical machine. In the same physical machine, I can able to run another Windows 10. I can able to run Linux. I can able to run Windows server. Using this Hyper-V feature also. Hyper-V is a built-in feature of Windows 10 with a Pro edition or a Enterprise edition. In both the things, okay. So we can able to install this feature, which is built-in feature of Windows 10, of course in Windows servers also. Using this Hyper-V feature, we can create a virtual machines and we can run a virtual machine on our physical machine. And also we can access the remote Hyper-V virtual machine, means the virtual machine is running in another PC. Also we can access from our PC if there are in a same network or a same domain. That is what in our PC inside. Okay, in another features we don't know, so that's the point. Okay, so we'll revise this part of networking basics, guys. These are important topologies. First, basic important. Next, what is LAN? What is CAN? What is MAN? Local area network, campus area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. LAN is a local network. It is your private network. CAN is also a private network, which is within the campus. Means multiple buildings are connected within the campus. They can able to communicate. Means the range is increases. So then we can say it is a CAN. MAN, metropolitan area network, means within the city limit. But wide area network, there is not a specific limit. It is a global network. Entire globe is connected. The networks are connected each other, and we can able to communicate. Like I explained in VPN, I have a head office in a New Jersey, and another office in London, another office in Sydney, another office in Hyderabad, another office in Mumbai, another office in Shanghai. Okay. So different geographical location, my offices are there. How they can able to connect and communicate? So through the WAN communication only. Wireless area network, that is also a LAN network only, but we are connecting devices with wirelessly. What is a SSID or Wi-Fi or router or a wireless access point name? Okay. So abbreviation will be there. Abbreviation you can try, but I'm just what is an SSID? Like I want to connect it to my Wi-Fi router. For a first time compulsory, we should know the SSID. Okay. You click here, you will get these names here. Okay. So you want to connect this particular network, click it and connect it. Other than that one, so what we are discuss. So we discuss about the cables, coaxial cable, twisted pair cable,
UDP, STP.
UTP, STP, unshielded twisted pair cable, shielded twisted cable, fiber optical cable. So you guys all know coaxial and fiber optical cable, but mostly we are using UTP, STP type of cables only. It's called a 4-pair cable. It means it contains 8 wires. Use RJ45 connectors. Okay. Sockets are a plugs. Okay. socket for a system like a laptop or a desktop having a socket, the wire having a plug. RJ45 means registered jack. Is separate. Okay. So we are using a twisted pair cables. Of course, currently we are using Cat6 cable. Okay, we are all discussed, just a few points to get inside there. Devices, we have seen the devices. We discussed about hub, switch, router, and mainly modem. Very good. Hub is a non-intelligent device. Non-intelligent device. We use it for a LAN communication.
LAN and small networks.
Very good. Small networks. Yeah, we are telling it broadcast.
Used in physical network.
To every device. Which is connected. Okay, so to every device, every connected device. Okay, so that is a main thing. It is switch. Switch is a which is also used for LAN
Intelligent device.
communication. Yeah, it is a intelligent device. It understand MAC address, so it learn the MAC address. MAC address learning, learning the MAC address, and it maintain MAC table. Maintains the MAC address table. It initially broadcasts the devices. It will initially broadcast the packets to every device.
And multi-collision.
It's a single broadcast domain, multi-collision domain. Okay, hub is a single broadcast domain and a single collision domain. Hub. Okay, so it's used in LAN communication. So MAC address learning and maintain the MAC address table. Okay. Initially, broadcast packets and later unicasts. Already we know, that's why I given one line only. Okay, so initially it is broadcast the packets. Once it is learn the MAC address. Once it is learn the MAC address table, so once it is learn the MAC addresses, it put it in a MAC address table. This maps MAC address of devices to port. Connected port. Where it is connected, that is with that port number and a MAC address. It is using this MAC address table. It unicast. Next is router. Using both LAN and WAN communication also. Local area network and wide area network, both we are using in a router. It is a networking device.
Sure.
Works with logical, meaning is IP address. Not only IP address, other logical addresses like IPX, SPX also works. What is internetworking device? Make communication between
Router is internet working device. It make communication between different networks.
yes, make a communication between different networks. Very good. Networks. That is what a router means. Modem. Of course, in a router, we have a routed protocols, routing protocols. That important point is shows best path to reach destination. Modem is to connect.
Modulating device.
And demodulator. Modem is a modulator and demodulator. It modulate your signal. It will send us your signal to the ISP and demodulate. So what are the signal it is receiving? It demodulate and send to you. Okay. It connects internet via ISP, internet service provider. So it is connected to ISP, then you will get a internet. Internet service provider. Modulate the signal and demodulate. So connect the ISP. Yeah, of course, there is some 2-3 lines you can about to tell about modem. Not a single line. Modulator and demodulator, it connects internet or it connect ISP through telephone wires, fiber optical wires. Okay, so if you are connected to ISP, then only we are getting internet. So not only these devices, so many other devices like repeaters, Wi-Fi extenders. It's repeat the signal. It repeats the signal, so then we can communicate little further. Okay, where the signal is weak, so then we have to put a repeater. So then the signal will be regenerated and so we can able to send little further. In a home or offices, Wi-Fi extenders are important. So why? Because of if your main internet connection is in one room, but we are sitting in different rooms, different cubes. So maybe it is in a different floor. We are not able to catch the signal. Okay, full range signal may not be, we can't able to get it. So then we are using Wi-Fi extenders part. No. Yeah, we discussed about a YSA layers. This is become another important question, guys. Difference between hub and switches or switch and router or modem kind of stuff. Okay. So if you are unable to find the differences, means not a specific differences, no problem. So what it is, that is the difference. Okay. Switch and modems, it's not comparison kind of stuff. Yeah, before going to all these things, one more is there, that is called our home Wi-Fi router. In our home or in offices, in a small home, small offices. So we are not having a specific hub, switches, routers kind of stuff. Of course, some offices, they use a switch additionally, okay, for a wire connectivity or a kind of stuff generally. Okay, but what is our Wi-Fi router is doing? What are the generally we are using the Wi-Fi router? So first, from the outside or from inside to outside or outside to inside, you can able to tell. It act like a hub or a switch from inside, means from my LAN connectivity. It act like a hub or a switch type, means we can connect devices with the wires. Okay, in some routers, not all the routers, I'm just giving a overview. It is a router. It route between our LAN network to outside network, Internetwork. Okay, in our inside, we have a LAN communication, means our private network. Outside, it is a public network. So then to communicate outside of network means what are the internet we are getting from outside to communicate it. So it will do the WAN communication, means it route between your private network to outside network. Modem, which we are connecting to the telephone cables, or sometimes our normal UTP, STP cables, fiber optic cables, depends upon internet service provider and our connectivity. So we'll connect. Okay, we got a internet like this, or from that side. For example, there is an ISP given a cable to you to connect. So there is a cable comes to from ISP. How it is coming to up to your home, that is different part. But once it is came to your home, you have to connect it to the modem part. Means the WAN port. You can see there is in a router, WAN port is there. Okay, yeah, that is also you can route Wi-Fi routers. For example, TP-Link images. It's only LAN port 1. Yeah. If you closer look this one, guys. This port is a WAN port. This particular port is a WAN port, which we are connecting directly that cables. Okay. Some are like a Geo or a Airtel. So they are using a fiber optical cables. Okay. So next one is telephone cables connectivity is also there. We can go to D-Link. N300 model. You can go to this. So D-Link N300 models. You can observe from the backside connection. Okay. This is the WAN port, but normal WAN port it is. 1 second. That is called ADSL. ADSL type of modems. So this is RJ11 connector, telephone type of connector it is. So it is wireless N300 ADSL plus ADSL2 plus modem router. Means it is a modem and it is a router and it is a wireless. Okay, so that's the meaning of this. We don't want this. Where are we? So it is a modem. Different type of connectivities, guys. Either it is telephone type of connectivity, UTP type, STP kind of connectivity, or maybe fiber optical type of connectivity. That's the modem part in the our Wi-Fi router. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
So what is the main difference in NAT and adapter, sir? Can you please let me?
Send adapter. NAT is not a device. Okay. So NAT is a network address translation. Network address translation. So if you are in a private network, for example, this is your private network. This is your private network. Private network means which we cannot. If you are in a private network, we can't communicate in a public. Public people cannot communicate it. You are in your own private property kind of stuff. But when you want to communicate outside of your private network, okay, or maybe you don't want to expose your main IP address. You want to communicate with the other IP addresses. In that cases, we use NAT kind of concept. So what we will do in a router, we'll configure so NAT configuration for like this. So you one packet, sorry, you have an IP address with this particular device with this particular IP address has to communicate with a public IP address, which means you have to purchase this public IP address to communicate outside. So you have one device specifically, that device has to communicate outside, or it should be communicate from outside. In that cases, you have to configure a NAT. So this private IP address will be translated into this public IP address. So when it is going outside, when incoming means incoming traffic with the public IP address, again it is retranslated into your private IP address. You have a number of devices increases and you are not required to communicate from public. Means in your network you have a web server kind of stuff is there. So it should be accessed from public, right? Not generally web servers should be communicate outside. Means what are the public things are there, they should communicate from public. In that case, it's NAT. Okay, so now in general, our internet, we are using daily internet, but we are accessing public network, but we configured with the private IP address only. Okay, you can see my command prompt IP config. Okay, mine is an IP address. It's a private IP address. 172.16 means it is a private IP address. So I'm in a private, and so many devices are in a private. For example, in office, there is 100 computers are there. 100 public IP addresses you can't buy. It's very cost for a organization. For a home, take it home. So 10, 20 connections are there. Okay, now nowadays all are smart mobile phones, right? So then Wi-Fi connectivity, so many devices are running, laptops, mobile phones, TVs, all are network connectivities. So those many public IP address you can't purchase as a single home user. So what they will use, they use a PAT technique, port address translation. It is also configured in a router. So multiple private IP addresses with a single public IP address. That's why it is NAT overload. Okay, NIC is an adapter. Yeah, that is you remember. Okay, we will discuss that one also. Default gateway. What is a default gateway? When you are in a private network, means when you are in a network, not a private network only. So when you are in a one network, you want to communicate outside of your network. Okay, so outside of your network. So one network is 192.168. Something series is there. Okay, so here I have a devices. In this is a one network, not a private net. Private or public is, don't worry about that one. Okay, a network. Both are private network, both are public network. Any network it is. One is private, another is a public, whatever it is. So you are want to communicate from here to here, so you can directly communicate. You can directly communicate. We don't require any gateways within the network. You don't require any gateways. But when you want to communicate outside of your network, okay, outside of your mainly your logical network, compulsory you have to go through default gateway. So default gateway or a gateway means it is a way to go outside of your network. Means that is the way you have to reach destination. The default gateway means maybe there is some several gateway. This is the main gateway to go outside of your network. Okay. So for this network, this is the default gateway because these devices want to communicate each other. They don't require a gateway. But if they are want to communicate outside of the network, compulsory, this is a gateway. Okay. How these are connected, you don't worry about it, but this is our default gateway. Okay. Our device is that the device which we are using for going outside, or maybe a route. It is a default gateway. The IP address of that interface is our default gateway IP address. Okay, this interface also having IP address, right? Guys, all our addressing is important here. How to go to this route means it's not like that, right? So you have to tell the street or the way means either it is, for example, you're in a Hyderabad and you want to go to Delhi, and then which route you have to go. So first next place, what is the next station or a next stop? So you have to tell in like that only. You should not tell like this, go this side, go that side. Okay. So which we cannot say that like that. For example, in Hyderabad, I want to go to my place, Vishakhapatnam. Then how to start from Hyderabad, then what is the next, and what is the another next, what is another next, like that it will be there. Like first next one is Warangal side, or maybe Khammam side, like that we have to tell a route. Default gateway is one more is it's a DHCP server. What is a DHCP server? DHCP server assign an IP address to our
Devices.
right? So which we get a configuration IP address from DHCP server. So in our home or we don't see any separate DHCP servers because of your Wi-Fi router is act like a DHCP server. A local DNS server. Actually, this DNS server does not store anything. It will forward your queries to the forwarder. But point is, what is a DNS server? When you open any site with a name, either it can be a website or maybe you want to communicate to the remote servers or remote devices with a name. Okay, with the FQDN. So obviously DNS server will give you that information. For example, I want to open this netacad.com or w3schools.com or facebook.com. I don't know the IP address of it. So what I have to do? Nothing. In your device, there is a DNS server address. This is the default gateway address. pconfig /all. This is also one question, guys. ipconfig to ipconfig/all differences. This is ipconfig output. You can see IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. But in ipconfig all, you are getting your IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address, DHCP server address, DNS server address, and your physical address means MAC address also you are getting, and some other things like a lease uptime, lease expiry, 1 or 2 points you will get. Okay, so this is my DNS server. So what it is there? So it is trying to reach the local DNS server. I don't know the facebook.com IP address, www.facebook.com IP address. Give me the facebook.com IP address. it do some queries and returns IP address of Facebook. So you do not have a separate DNS server, but your Wi-Fi router is act like that one. And very good. That's one reminder, that is what is an adapter. NIC is adapter. Adapter, NIC, network interface, network card. Okay, network interface card. It is nothing but a adapter. Also, we call it as a LAN card, Ethernet card, because olden days, in olden days, we use a wide type of connectivities. Now we are using a wireless type of connectivities. So whether device is wired or wireless, there must be an NIC to get connected in the network. So wired type of connectivities, that time it is called as a LAN card and Ethernet card. Even Ethernet card also three different variation. I am not what I want to do it or what I'm doing. That is what I want to do. Ethernet. I want to give a small overview. I'm taking full day class. So 10 Mbps. 100 Mbps connection it is. It is 1000 or 1 Gbps connection. Guys, B is small letter because bits per second. Bits per second. Okay. Capital B means bytes. Small b bits. Okay. So what is an NIC? NIC is network interface card. It is an adapter to connect our devices in the network. So wide type of connectivities, and of course wireless type of connectivity, which is I given already the standards and how they are connected. Okay, so I'm not involving in that. Okay, this RJ45 kind of stuff, Ethernet using this RJ45 type of connectors. And of course, every NIC having a MAC address. Okay. Every NIC has MAC address, which is also called as physical address. Okay. As I said, what I want to say, I'm not saying that one. So it's very simple. 1 second, guys. Important points. Okay. Basic definition of network. Different topologies. Ranges, like a type of network. What is LAN? Explain about a basic LAN, CAN, WAN also. And what is a wireless LAN? Okay, and different type of connectivities in that one. What we are using, STP, UTP. Okay, fiber optic cables also 2-3 points. Different devices and the devices and their differences. Okay, about your Wi-Fi router. So what are the features? What are the things can be in your Wi-Fi router? In modem also ADSL router, ADSL type of modems also. Okay. Next one is most commonly asking what is the OSI layers. So what is OSI? Open System Interconnect. Okay. Any type of device, any type of network it is, any type of network model it is, we can understand and troubleshoot using the OSI model. That is why it is a standard model standardized by ISO. ISO is an organization which gives a standardization. OSI model not invented by ISO, guys. Some people do make that mistakes. Okay, it is from IEEE only. IEEE journals only, 802 standard. It is a network model. Okay, it's a network protocol model. It is 7 layers. Anybody tell me? First one is application layer. Next one is
Presentation. Station. Transport layer. Network. Data link. And physical.
okay. This is the last batch. Also, they got a questions from here. What is the OSI model is? Application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer. And already I told guys, if you are already learn in a other order means layer 1, layer wise order you are learn like a layer 1 is a physical layer, layer 2 is a data link layer, layer 3 is a network layer. Okay, layer 3 is a network layer. If you learn like that, it is also correct. Not a mistake it is. Okay, so already I told that is if in case just in case application, presentation, session, transport, network, transport, data link, and physical layer. You can able to tell like this. That is also good. If in case you are telling in a layer wise, your learn means layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, like that you learn and you remember that order, not a problem. If someone is tell you this order is not good, you have to tell in different order. You are telling in reverse order. It's okay, guys. Okay, then try to put it in a whatever their order you want it. Point is, when you are sending a packet, when you are sending application to physical layer, when you are receiving physical to application layer. Okay, so in both the ways it is correct. Okay, so that's the point. So first important is 7 layers. What is OSI model and what are the 7 layers? Okay. It is a 7-layer model. Reference model. Reference model it is. Okay, so each layer explanation is also important. So application layer mainly
For the UI purpose.
it's all about application. Client side application, server side application. And protocols. What protocols you are using, what protocol you are using, and which application you are using. For example, you are using web browser, you can't put FTP or maybe SMTP protocol there, right? So web browser, HTTP or HTTPS protocol. Maybe some browsers will accept FTP if in case the remote based on the remote connect, but still it is FTP protocol. For example, I'm using a files kind of application to upload or download a files using that one, or been a CP kind of application to upload or download a files. Then it is I use application and protocol. SSH protocol is there. I can use SSH from my command prompt, or maybe PuTTY application also I can use it. In a server side also, it should understand what protocol you are using. What is your request to understand? Protocols are important. And there is an application to give that kind of service. You want a web service, web related application. web server related application. You are asking for a mail service, mail server related application kind of stuff. I'll give you one example, guys, for a troubleshooting. You open a page. And you got 404 page not found. You got a 404 page not found. This is also a troubleshooting thing. For example, I've opened a website, w3schools.com. Any page you can open. So something I'm trying to open. Now it is, we are getting good, right? Because this page is available under HTML folder. This default ASP file is available. For example, this HTML underscore editors.asp file is page is there in the server, so we can able to receive it. For example, some page I open. What I am getting here, if you see 404 page not found. Sorry, we cannot seem to find the resource you are looking for. So go to your home page. Means either you given a page number is wrong, or maybe the page is it is showing available, but when you open you are getting page not found. Means in the server the page is not available. That particular page is not available. That's why you are not getting. It's not internet problem, not a connectivity problem, not authentication problem. It is in the server the page is not available. So it is application layer is the duty is to your application related kind of stuff. If server is not available, if server is wrong, okay. For example, I try to open a website. So site, this site cannot be reached. It means you given a address is wrong address. Maybe it is a wrong address, or maybe the server is not available. Okay, or maybe this particular address, IP address is not available. So different type of errors you will get. DNS probe finished domain. Okay, depends upon what error we are seeing. So we can understand where is the problem. Okay, not every problem having a same solution, right? So first understand what is an issue and where it is an issue. So this is a layer-wise troubleshooting kind of stuff. Okay, not always required to troubleshoot from physical layer to application layer. From application layer side also we can understand. Okay, so protocols taking care of it. So that's why we should understand what is a model. Presentation layer, encoding. Encoding. Encoding, decoding. You can help me know about compress, decompress. One more is there. You guys forget? Encryption. Or I am disconnected. Am I disconnected? No. Okay. Okay. Encoding, decoding, compress, decompress. Okay. Encoding. So sometimes you open a page may not be regenerated as a thing, right? So maybe there is a problem in encoding, decoding, or compression related things. Important is encryption, decryption. You open a page that is HTTP, yes page, but you open with HTTP, encryption problem. Sometimes you open a website. This side it shows not secure type of connection. Okay, it means you're not using a proper SSL certificate. Okay, so you are getting not secure page. So it is encryption, decryption related issues in server side and client side, both server side and the client side encryption certificate issue. Okay, so not secure. Session layer. Session layer is very important. Already session is since down it is establish a session. To maintain the session. Terminate. When network down. Or a network changes. Session discontinue. Do not refresh. Or press back button. Browser back button it is. Do not refresh or press the back button.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Then
Yeah, sir. In some in when I don't know which website, but in some websites they said session expired. Why it is happened, sir?
very good. Session expire. Uh, for a usually for a security reasons. Okay, for a security reason, for example, I'm open a bank website. I open a bank website, ICICIbank.com. I don't have an account in it, that's why I'm open. Okay, I open a ICICIbank.com. So what I have to do? Why should I open? Yeah, to login purpose only. So I put a login and I put a username and password. Sometimes you put a username or you wait it and immediately have to give a password. Username password means account ID and the password you have to give. And you are waiting. After open, you are waiting for a minute or 2 minutes. Immediately remove the session part because the bank there is a multiple ways is there, guys. It is actually very good question, but it won't ask in interview, but it is very important question, lifetime important question. So bank is getting lot of requests from different resources. 1 point. So you open a page means session is there. You are not logging immediately. You're taking more time. It means there may be a fraud person is trying to access with some different combination. So he's waiting for that one. Okay. Second one is the server still engaging with the session. It means server is having unwanted, don't want to put unwanted connections. If it is not using unnecessary connection is there now, so better to remove the session. So remove the session part. Okay, so it will automatically put a timer. So 60 seconds, login, not login, expire the session. If you want to like again re-establish the session. Next one, you log in. You have to work all the things by 5 minutes or 10 minutes kind of stuff. Because again, same thing. So server has to, the bank server has to engage your session, so maintain the session, and there may be a fraud possibility if you are not doing in a online. So like you open the bank website and you left, someone will do some nasty things in your website, right? When in your login. Okay. So what they will do? So what are the, you want to do it? So do it, log out and quit. If you're not doing for a 5 seconds or 10 seconds, timer runs, no activities so far, no additional request in this particular session, disconnect the session. Okay, the session expires, also comes here only. Okay, so it will maintain the session. While maintain, there is a timer runs. Okay, so like a 10 seconds, 50 seconds, 3 minutes. Certain websites only having 3 minutes, like within a 3 minutes you have to do all the things and disconnect. Otherwise it will automatically, session expires, it disconnect, no further request. Even you refresh, nothing will work. Okay, yeah, this is also a good thing. It is session expires. Okay, these are all related to the session related. Authentication, when you are establish a connection, you check the authentication. You open a website, or maybe you are want to upload a file or download a file, there must be authentication. Your user name, password has to be verified. But you are open google.com, facebook.com, no, google.com, you are open, here we are visiting lot of websites without giving any username and password, right? But how can we access? Because anonymous authentication, anonymous user. Okay, so the user does not have any username, not required any specific username or password. Any person can able to access. Anonymous user. Very good, very good. Transport layer. It segment the data, means chop the data into small pieces. And next one is numbering and sequence. Very good. Error correction. Error correction. This one, acknowledgement receiving and done. TCP, UDP, encapsulation or multiplexing. And TCP UDP is also one of the important question. Generally, people are asking. So, okay, so guys, you learn about a networking. Basic networking means you should be aware of these kind of stuff. Like what are the OSC models, devices, IP addresses, cables, and the LAN man kind of stuff. All these things. That's it. I know basics of networking means I should know these things. Compulsory. Okay, otherwise it's not a networking part. If you don't know the server configuration, or you don't know the what is that one, what we can say, a router configuration, switch configuration, WLAN technologies, routing mechanisms, that's not comes under basic networking. That is comes under networking again. DHCP, DNS. What is DHCP? DNS is basic networking. How to configure DHCP or how to configure DNS, that is again networking part. Okay, basic networking is comes with a lot of things. Okay, TCP, UDP, transmission control protocol, user datagram protocol.
Okay.
Okay, acknowledgement based protocol, reliable, protocol. Okay, connection oriented. Guest connection oriented means exactly say source knows destination received packet or not. That's why it is reliable and connection oriented. UDP use a datagram protocol, no acknowledgement. The source don't know.
Don't know if packet received or not.
Very good. Destination received or not. That's why it is non-reliable, connectionless. Some people ask, so connection oriented means it is wide, connectionless means use UDP in a wireless. No, guys. So when I say no, guys, also you can remember two few things. One is never argue with certain things with certain people. Mainly your senior members or your team leaders, your bosses kind of stuff. Okay. So maybe they learn in a different way from different places. Maybe they will learn in a different things. Okay. Even my teachers, my college teachers, academics. They said example connection oriented means it is a wide and connectionless is wireless. That's why few things I trust more. Why? Because of learning is good, but wrong learning is danger. Okay. So compulsory, try to understand. Okay. If, for example, I'm connected wirelessly, but I'm using HTTP protocol. HTTP is TCP type protocol. It's it not become UDP, right? TCP type protocols are there. For example, TCP type protocols, HTTP, FTP, SMTP like this. When you see TP, a lot of people think transmission protocol means hypertext transmission protocol, file transmission protocol. So TP is there, then it is compulsory kind of stuff. No, guys, because TFTP is not a HTTP. DHCP. In DHCP communication, acknowledgement is there, not whatever our acknowledgement it is. DHCP is a UDP protocol. Special things about DNS. DNS is a both TCP and UDP protocol. Okay, so protocols are either TCP type or UDP type or sometimes both. Depends upon the TCP type protocol, then it is TCP type of behavior. UDP type protocols are having UDP type behavior. It's not about the wire or wireless kind of stuff. Even I told about a CMOS battery, it is a battery. CMOS battery, we are calling as a CMOS battery. That's it. Does not store anything. Battery does not store anything. Okay. It may be store electricity, but it does not store any kind of data. And CMOS also don't store anything because CMOS is an abbreviation. CMOS is an abbreviation which we are using CMOS technology to build our chips. Okay. For example, your team leader or maybe your interviewer or maybe your boss or someone is trying to say like a CMOS stores data. And you say no, then you try to explain something. Or you use questions your intellectuality, the kind of stuff. Intellectual, he think he's intelligent, you think you are intelligent, and there is a clash. So you can try to explain, do not tell to anyone, but just try to explain if possible, based on the situation. Otherwise, try to let him speak. That's it. Okay. Do not argue with them. That's the point in a life, guys. I do that mistake so many times. Luckily now it is people are okay because Sai Prasad sir or another sir, okay, Madhu sir, and they will listen. As even if I try to say it is not. So they will listen, or maybe they'll try to correct themselves, or maybe they'll try to correct me also. Okay. So we will arbitrate till we prove this is the correct point. But sometimes it is not like, guys, in office, everybody think they know everything. And it's okay, no problem. You learn what you are important, what is the correct thing. Try, verify. That's my point. Okay. So this is about your TCP UDP part. Okay, windowing. Read textbook, guys. Read textbooks. Okay, so textbook contains the information. Flow control. Okay, authorized textbook, not a roadside textbook. Not means all textbooks are available in roadside only. Authorized text. For example, Coaxial. N plus will teach you networking, whole networking part. Even you can do certification. CCNA textbooks are there. Cibrix publications, Wiley publications. The authorized textbooks you can find it. Even this is also a good one. This is Cisco Academy. Skills for all. Learn from the skills for all. COMPPIA. Coaxial Network Plus. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is a whole thing about your networking and stuff. So much of cost, do not write an examination in it. It is not required. CCN is a better cost. Okay, so then if you go to books, like this type of, this is the authorized one. Where is this logo? Cybex. Maybe if there is any mistakes can be there, but it is Cybex, the one of the things. So not only the Cybex, there is CCNA textbooks, so many are there. Not like this. This is original Cisco book. Okay. Cisco authorized books are there. Try go with the authorized books. Okay. Cost or no cost does not matter. It is yeah, you can get a PDFs also. Yeah, where are we? Yeah, last three network routed calls. What are the routed protocols means? Logical addressing, IP addresses, IPv4, IPv6 things. Routing protocols means how to reach the destination. Routing protocols like a RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, ISIS. Whole, both interior gateway, routing, exterior, routed protocols, routing protocols. Yeah, we forget something, but we'll add that one later. So it adds source IP address, mainly source IP plus destination IP address to a segment, which we are getting packet. TCP is adding to our PDU is now become segment. It is a packet given to the data link layer. LLC, logical link control, means it is a WAN protocol, like a frame relay. WAN protocol, you are communicating in the WAN means, yes, you are using a WAN protocol. Without a WAN protocol, you can't communicate. PPP, point-to-point protocol. PPPoE, point-to-point over Ethernet protocol. We are using ACT use point-to-point over Ethernet protocol. Now point-to-point or fiber optical because these are Geo and all use or fiber optical, but this is point-to-point over Ethernet. HDLC, MPLS, HDLC no one use, but MPLS is a multiple protocol kind of stuff. Okay, different type of protocols you can use it. And next one is MAC layer, media access control. We know already. And how many things? It's a 48-bit. It's a MAC layer. It add a source MAC address plus destination MAC address plus packet. Something I'm missing. What is this one? 3 RC cyclic redundancy check. About a MAC address. MAC address, media access control. MAC address is how many bits, guys? 48 bit in binary. T. 12 hexadecimal is assigned by manufacturer of NIC. And one more is there. We cannot change MAC address. The last one, physical layer, frame converted into bit stream. Again, it convert. Okay, so based on connectivity, converts into electrical signal or
Radio signal.
radio signal, light. Okay. So this is our OSI model. Only two things are left. IP address. Today I will do all the revisions. Okay. Or you want a new topic? Okay. So once IP address completed, I will take a break. Then I will continue reminding what are the topics we so far discussed. Okay. So up to here, guys, OSI layers, 7 layers. Either you by heart or you do something, do it. Even using a OSI layers, we can do certain troubleshooting, which I am trying to write here. Of course, I forget one more. So up to session layer I told, then the troubleshooting part, transport layer, error correction, multiplexing, and all these things. But firewalls usually works at transport layer to application layer, application to transport layer. The firewall will works, but in the protocols mainly works at this transport layer, means in a firewall related protocol at a transport layer only. Yeah, I don't tell that one protocol and port numbers also. Yeah, we'll see that one if possible. Network layer, so we will see the network layer. If two devices are not communicating each other, devices not communicating each other. Okay, possibility is physical connectivity. Are you connected? Internet is there or not? Anything, first of all. First one is physical connectivity. Physically, they are connected. Means with wire or wirelessly, there must be a connection establishment. So if you see an adapter, so I will go to my adapter list, ncpa.cpl. You see there is a two devices are in a cross mark, another two is no cross mark. I connected with the Wi-Fi, okay? This is my device. I know it, that's why it is. If it is showing a cross mark, then it is also not connected. This wide device. So currently I do not find any wide type of wire is not here, okay, in this row. Okay, if I have a cable, then I will show you how can we connect. Okay? If you are connect, then it is shows like this normally. Okay, so it is wired device, it is disconnected, but this is connected. That's why we can able to communicate. Okay, so see the connectivity, wired or wireless, there must be a connectivity. Okay, physical connectivity. Data link layer. Internet related data link layer, WAN protocols configuration. At modem, WAN configuration means WAN protocol, username, password. Okay, if it is LAN related, no problem. So if it is you are connected to internet, if it is internet related volume, at modem, WAN configuration is there. Okay, Wi-Fi at modem means or Wi-Fi router. WAN configuration. So I will show you this. Example, D-Link, Wi-Fi router, Wi-Fi WAN configuration, or WAN settings, anything. You can see access control WAN connectivity. Okay, exactly. So it's a blurry. Yeah, you can see WAN access type. A static IP kind of stuff means you have to assign an IP address, which is ISP will give you which IP you have to use it. Okay, another one is DHCP. Another one is yes, it is a static IP only. You can see this is our normal PC, Wi-Fi router, internet. Crossmark means from your router to your internet, no connection. So you have to log into your Wi-Fi router. If you are not getting internet, you can see from here in the map router, and this is internet. Crossmark means your device to router is good connection, but router to your internet is not having connection. Okay, so why it is showing not connectivity? Maybe because of internet configuration kind of stuff. So it is PPPoE connection type is like, ACT type of connections, ACT fiber cables are there now. So they use PPPoE type. There is a cable. Okay, so a PPPoE username and password. So it is internet connection. Next, wireless connection. So you are not able to connect wired wise, or maybe you want to change wireless settings. This is wireless settings part. Sometimes it is splitted. They are giving a normal place. Sometimes it is splitted into different pages. This is wireless setting. Once you are connected, so it will show your connection information. You can see preferred DNS server, alternate DNS server, default gateway. It is showing some information, but it is not clear. It is PPPoE type of connectivity. Okay. So what sir it is, guys, is if it is a what you do, you can do like a go to any video, any router, any video. So how to set up a Wi-Fi router. So then we can understand how to troubleshoot a internet connectivity also. So first one is internet related. So at modem of your Wi-Fi router, WAN configuration, which WAN protocol you have to use it, what is your username and password. Okay, that is internet connectivity issue, and also check WAN connectivity. Check the WAN connectivities are connected, not connected. Connection, no connection, IP address. Are you getting an IP address from ISP? Like that, you have to check the WAN connectivity first. Okay, so physical connectivities, modem related connectivities, you can do it. In LAN, guys, in LAN communication, important is one more important is IP address configuration. Same network. Again, internet to LAN means up to modem you are getting internet. In a LAN device is not getting. Okay, a device in LAN not getting internet. The connection is there, but internet is not there. Check the IP address. What to do? Check the IP address. So it may a little confusion for you. Okay, guys, layer wise troubleshooting is always like this. First is physical layer connectivities. Okay, multiple scenarios. There is a device unable to communicate it to other device. There are connected whether wired or wireless. Important is check the connectivity. Check the connectivity. Okay. Both side wide connectivity. If it is a wide connectivity, check the cable connectivity, device connectivity, adapter connectivity, physical connectivity. Okay. If you are unable to go to internet, so means you have a Wi-Fi router part. Okay. Means ASP connection. This is your router and modem and a switch kind of stuff. So connectivity to your Wi-Fi. So this is your default gateway also, guys. This is your default gateway. So if you check it, this is a default gateway IP address. So what to do? Check the connectivity. So one is ping to default gateway IP address. So then what we can able to understand. So we can able to communicate from our device to default gateway. So this communication is clear on that. Okay, so that is the thing. So one side of this Wi-Fi, for example, this is LAN side. This is outside WAN side. WAN side, it is connected to ISP. Check this physical connectivity also. Okay, I'm pointing this. Check this physical connectivity. Why yellow color? WAN is disconnected. You can see LED, WAN LED, wiring, WAN related LED. That yellow light is blinks. Remember, red light, no internet connection. Green light, internet connection. Yellow light, WAN is disconnected. The wire connectivity is disconnected. Okay, can you remember? It is ISP column, Internet Service Provider column. Okay, green light, it is means good. Yellow represent disconnected. Okay, wire disconnection. Okay, that's why I mark it as a yellow. Check the WAN connectivity. So this is LAN troubleshooting, that is WAN troubleshooting. Next, WAN configuration. Check the WAN side configuration if it is an internet related problem. WAN configuration is good or not, given connectivity is there. Okay. Wi-Fi kind of stuff. This is usually no problem. In this side, usually no problem. When you are getting a problem, it is either it is disconnected or some WAN configuration changes. Okay, like that. This side DHCP problem can be there because router act like a DHCP server also. Okay, so check the DHCP side configuration. DHCP side configuration. Use wide as well as sometimes if it is required, use the wide connectivity. Use the wide connectivity to check the Wi-Fi router if in case Wi-Fi side problem. That's why written physical connectivity, all type of physical connectivities. If in case you are see any cross marks, yellow color on the Wi-Fi router kind of stuff. Okay, no color on the Wi-Fi things. Check the physical connectivities. And the devices, routers, modems, anything. So mainly in internet related troubleshooting, guys. So it is in your modem part of Wi-Fi router or a modem. Check the WAN configuration, WAN protocols, username and password is given correctly or not. Last time in my Wi-Fi password, WAN configuration is changed. I'm not getting internet for a long time. So I asked the guy, he's unable to troubleshoot. So later he resetted my router because it's some password is changed. He updated the password that updated password is not applied to my router. Okay, that's the problem. Check LAN connectivity. So that's what I said. So connectivity means connection is there or not, IP address from ISP you are getting or not. Okay. Next, LAN IP address configuration. Make sure that so all devices are getting an IP address according to default gateway based on the your router's LAN interface side. Okay, IP address is there now. So based on that IP address, are you getting same IP address or not? So my laptop with some different IP address, this port is different IP address. Connection is there, communication won't be there. Next, better to ping to default gateway. Ping to default gateway. So then from your device, okay. Device means your PC or laptop, because you can't do ping from mobile phone, right? Okay, like this. Again, internet LAN communication. Device in the LAN not getting internet. So what have I written? We are not getting internet in our LAN. So we are already checked the WAN configuration and we check the kind of stuff. So we check Wi-Fi connectivity, but still we are not getting internet. So check the IP address of a device. Like you are not getting proper IP address, so then you are not getting connected. So that's the point there. I think I written. Okay, otherwise you can remove it. So guys, how many points you understand? How many points you are not understand? Do you understand at least these points for internet troubleshooting? This is already I explained. What happened? No one is saying anything. IP address. Yes. Again, why people are silent? Guys, this is for you only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. IP address
So
is
we
there.
are listening.
Yeah, you are listening, but also responding, guys. Just point is why I'm revising. We are already listened this one, so I cannot, I don't require. And plus last class videos also given. Okay, I don't need it to repeat. Point is, if you participate, you will feel you know it. I will feel you know it. Okay, I will feel you understand. And others, some people always silent. Even they also try to participate. If participate, you can able to open up the speaking. If you are open up, obviously, what we can able to say, we know that's we know it. Okay, we are confident in it. It's like a kid psychology, you know, when LKG, UKG, kindergarten people. So A for apple means that's what it is. Meaning is if they are giving a sound means they feel like that's they understand it. They got it. Okay. Even I listen to a lot of classes. Most of the time I sleep. Like even my class videos, if I listen, I will sleep. So uh, I can understand, but I cannot able to express. Okay, but to express it, good chance is teaching. Okay, so I am in this field, so all this become regular in place. Okay, so every day same class or maybe I repeat examples. I think about it always. I made up my mind and life in this pattern, but you're not in that one, right? So no minute. But the simple thing is you have to keep repeat yourself, keep reading, keep telling. It's not like your academic things. So technical learning is little different. It's not even a programming language, right? Programming language is somewhat different. This is little different from it. Okay. So that's what I'm trying. So you have to see things, then only can understand. Okay, what it is? IP address is a large scale address, uniquely identify a device in a uniquely identify a device in the network. So there is a device you want to identify, that's uniquely identified device in the network. Next step. Yeah, so all communications by IP address only. All communications by IP address. Devices wants to communicate in network, they need the address. Okay, IP address assigned by manually means we can assign manual IP address or automatically. Okay, automatically means by DHCP server. IP address can changeable, of course. And in IP address, we have IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 is 32-bit. Few points in IPv6. It's there. Because anyway, we are telling about IPv4. That's that time also we have to tell about IPv6 128-bit. So 2 to the power of 32 is around 4.3 billion. So of course there is a number 128. It is around 3.4 into 10 to the power of 38. So billions, undecillion IP addresses we are getting. Okay. So IP address 32-bit now. So it is divided into 4 parts, separated by dot. This is you can take 192.168.55.99. Anything. Always read like this 192.168.55.9. So you can see my IP address. It is 172.16.194.68. Like that only. So divided by 4 parts means it's 32 by 4 means 8 bit per part. Okay. So one single part is so one part means it is 8 bit. So 8 bit. It is called a octet. 8 bit means it is octet. So 2 to the power of 8 means so 256 if you want to write completely 255, 0 to 255 means 1 octet. The range is 0 to 255. So we have 4 octets. We have 4 octets. The first one is called the first octet. Second octet. Third octet. Fourth octet. Also, you can write like this. First octet as a W, X, Y, Z, depends upon some people. Each octet is maximum size is 0 to 255, not more than that one. Okay. Four octets. Yeah, that's enough more than that. You know range, guys, IP address range. Yeah, next point I will ask you only, because that is another very important part. This is the total IP address ranges divided into 5 classes. Total IP address range divided into 5 classes. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, Class C. Yeah. Now tell me Class A range 0 to
127.
very good. 128 to 192 to
2 to 3.
223. 239.
very good.
240 to 255.
So we don't use last one because of some R&D kind of stuff reserved for some research or future use. R&D research reserved. Future use. We don't know when it is. Okay. Multicasting purpose. What is multicasting? Sending to multiple people. So we are using all these things. Of course, we don't use 0.0.0 and 0 series entirely. We are not using. It is also reserved for some services like a DHCP, routing, default routing. Okay. Of course, 0, the entire series we are not using. It is loopback, or we can say local host. Every device, its own name is local host. My device having a host name. This is my device name, but every device, their self name is localhost. Like for example, I'm pinging to my localhost. So I'm getting a reply from my localhost IP. That is a IPv6 address. Actually, if you are using IPv6, it will give IPv6 type of address and not IPv4. Self-testing purpose. Okay, so make sure that TCP/IP protocol is working or not. Your adapter is working or not. Okay, so that when we'll get it like a network drivers are installed properly or not. We can get it from self-testing. Self-testing means simply being 127.0.0.1. This is for a self-testing, loopback testing. It is also loopback testing. Self device service access. Okay, so when if I in my PC I install some web application and maybe a network application related, like maybe I have to access through network wise access is there, but my application, my server application, client access application, both are in same device. So I use this 127.0.0.1 or a loopback address. Okay. Or you are roaming outside. Okay, so what we are using is class A because of B, class C because of there are unicast addresses. Of course, we don't use 0, we start 1 to 126 only. We can able to assign to devices, but still there are IP addresses. 0 compulsory, we don't use it. 127 also we don't use it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is this is the complete range, but usage range is 126. Okay, there is a reason behind it. Another one is 128 to 191, 192 to 223. How to remember, guys? If cannot remember, then what to do? By heart, it no problem. Keep repeatedly doing it. So then, okay. If you are the IP address is divided into network and host portions. So by default, class A, first portion is network portion. Class B, network, host. Class C, network, host. I will tell you only default subnet mask 255.0.0.0. Okay. Just I want to stop in 2 points. I have to repeat. That's I will close it. This is the default subnet mask. What is meant by default subnet mask? By default it is, but what is a subnet mask? We can use different words, let's say divide. Separate. Segregate. that's the spelling is different, right? I know songs, no problem. So I segregates. SCGRE, segregate IP address into network and host portion. Okay. Subnet mask. That is this subnet mask uses end gate operation. AND gate operations. If A is input, B is input, Y is input, A dot B is an expression. A is 0, B is 0, and output is also 0. So 0, 1, 0. 1, 0 is also 0, but 1, 1 is 1, means both inputs are 1, output is 1. Okay. Subnet mask tells what is network address. What is your network address, or we can say network ID. Okay. Yeah. So last 2 points, guys, then we can leave. Okay. So what are I told about networking plus other things? After networking, we discussed about a service desk and a hardware basics, operating system basics. Tomorrow I will tell you. Please read today, so then you can tell tomorrow easily. Okay. Tomorrow I don't tell like this, every point I don't tell it, just I will ask questions and then note down some important points. Remaining will repeat ourselves. So you will remember, even if you anything getting late also, you can remember for a longer time. Okay, I just now only check the time. It's already 12:30 and I didn't take any attendance. I will give you attendance now. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Without giving any sorry, even I didn't see your amount correct. Class matching. Okay, these are the private IP addresses, and then it is patent. Private IP addresses non-routable. In internet, it won't work in your in any internet. Non-routable, so works in LAN communication only. Okay, private communication. LAN communication means it's a private communication within the private network. Exactly, see within the your private network. No need to buy or purchase. Okay, okay, no need to buy or a register. So no need of any special registration for that. Any person can use Anyone can use? In the private network. Okay, classes based on network size. For example, this is 2 to the power of 8. So I will give you direct numbers. Already we have a nodes, full-fledged nodes is there. Okay, so I'm just giving numbers only. If you are having a less than 254 devices, you can happily use class C. If you are having more than 254 devices, better to go for a class B up to 65,534 devices. It will support. And here it is 16,777,214, the maximum number of devices in a single network in a class A support. Okay, so depends upon your network, you can do it. The last points are what is NAT? Just before I explain, network address translation. Port address translation. Okay, so why we are using to mask our IP address. It's simply I'm telling. So one private maps. One public type. Means you have a 10 private IP address. Means you need a 10 public IP addresses. Okay, this is a NAT overload. So one private. I'm not typing, my fingers are typing. One private, sorry. You have a 10 private IP addresses. Still you can use one public IP. It is NAT overload. Okay, guys, important. Again, remember from bottom I'm telling private IP address ranges, and very important is IP address ranges, IP addresses, classes and ranges, and subnet mask. IP address, what is an IP address? What are the IP address classes and their ranges, and subnet mask? These are important here. Okay, IPv4, IPv6 basic difference is important. I didn't written about IPv6 here, but only one point I've written. But hexadecimal numbers, their classes, you can write it. But remember about IPv4. Okay. Next, what is an IP address is important. What is an IP address, and what is the IP address and MAC address differences? Basic network troubleshooting. So based on your error, internet connectivities. Okay. So what is mainly internet connectivity issues? That is very important. Internet connectivity related issues, you'll get it. 7 layers, and what these layers will do. At least 2-3 lines about each layer. Okay, 7 layers, compulsory 7 layers. What is OSA layer? What are the 7 layers? What is MAC address? MAC address and IP address difference. How to check IP address, how to check MAC address. Different devices in the network is important. Switches, hubs, routers and modem. What is their differences? Okay, and different topologies and different logical, different networks is important. Okay, so at least to list some points you can able to cover here. That's why I done a small revision for you. What is today's date?
24.
24.
Okay, I will forward it to you later. Okay. that's for today. Again, what are we discussed today? Please go through it, and plus, and what are the topics, next topic in your notes, daily notes, please check from it. Okay, like a service desk, hardware and operating system. Tomorrow we'll go for that one. Okay, 2 days, at least 2-3 days will go. Compulsory, you read it first. It is very easy for me to go through once. Okay, not like today, every point I will don't make it much. Overview I will tell. And I will take attendance.